Everyone. Very good evening, guys. Very good evening and welcome to Gradeup. My name is Abhishek Singh and I welcome you all in this class today. And as you can see, the topic that all about the dances of India. All right. So, guys, we will be definitely learning about all the aspects related to the various dance forms of India. So, in the first part, we will be looking for the folk dance, and in the next part, we will be looking for the classical dance. All right. So, before we could proceed, first of all, let me tell you something about myself. My name is Abhishek Singh, as you can all see that, and I have appeared in the UPSC interview 2013 and also in the interview in 2013 as well as in the mains 2014 and 2018. All right. So guys, currently you can see on this page that your offer is going on. Here you can take the benefit of the current holy offer which is going on recently, and under that offer you can get flat 30% off as well as the 40% additional off on the live courses plus mock tests of UPSC as well as state PSC. Also, you can enjoy our UPSC Super lifetime subscription offer, so that you can get it in the just rupees 40,000 instead of rupees 1 lakh if you subscribe it within 31st of March. Okay. All right. So just 94 days are left, and we can see here that you just cannot escape that. You cannot just escape this time and much, because overall it's very less, right? Very less number of days which are left, guys, and therefore we can say that is it's crucial most time. All right. Good evening, Pragati. Very good evening. Just a second. All right. I think, guys, is the video visible to all of you, or it is not? Please confirm me, because I can see that it's not visible properly. It's not visible properly. Good evening, Pragati. Very good evening. Tejas Khorge, very good evening to you here. Very good evening. Okay, fine. I think it's fine on the YouTube. I think the team is telling, so let's continue on that. Okay, and before, guys, those who are watching it on the YouTube, please don't forget to like and share this session with all of your friends, and don't forget to subscribe the YouTube channel of Gradeup IAS. All right, so let's get started without wasting further time. So first of all, one of the most famous folk dances, that is Chhau. Before we could start learning about the folk dances, so let us first of all know in basic, just a little bit of basic, that what is actually a folk dance and what is the difference of a folk dance with the classical dances. All right. So guys, folk dances are actually, right, these are actually the unscripted, right? These are the unscripted. Unscripted means what? Not written, but these are actually not determined in a specific way. They have the origin in the folk culture, and usually they are associated with the traditions of the popular culture, such as what? Such as, for example, Bihu is there. Bihu is associated with the seasonal of crop seasons. For example, Chhau is there. Chhau is associated with the mythological stories and depiction of the mask dances. All right. So overall, we can say that folk dances are those which find their origin either in the mythological stories or in the folk stories or folk tales, narratives. Different types of the popular origins can be possible for the folk dances. Whereas the classical dances, they are actually having a well recorded and scripted history. Scripted history means what? Proper description is given. Each and every part of the dance is well defined. It is only done in a specific premise or a specific occasion. For example, Bharatanatyam, that is performed in the premise of the temples. All right. Or similarly, there is another dance in Kerala, right? Kuchipudi or Mohiniyattam. Kuchipudi is in Andhra Pradesh, and Kerala, that is Mohiniyattam or Kathakali, right? Or Kathakali. So these Kathakali or Mohiniyattam or Kuchipudi, they usually belong to a certain tradition, usually dedicated to the god or dedicated to the kings, right? The court of the king. So when a dance receives a royal patronage or the religious patronage, that becomes a classical dance. When a dance does not receive any specific patronage of a religion or any society, right? So what happens that that type of dance actually becomes the folk dance. All right, actually becomes the folk dance. So Pavan Sai Nadipana. Hello Pavan, hello Disha, good evening to all of you. Guys, those who are facing problem on the application, I think there is some technical trouble on the application right now. So please join this class on the YouTube, all right? As you can see, good evening Madhu, please follow this link and join this class on YouTube, all right? It is creating some problem in the application right now. Okay, so all right, I hope you are there, right? Okay guys, so difference between classical dance and the folk dance, is that clear to all of you? I think it should be clear. Just one highlight that we have to keep in mind, that classical dances are recorded, scripted history they have, and they have the well-defined movements under the specific privilege or the specific patronage of the royal courts or the religious temples. Just royal court or religious patronage, that is the criteria for classical dance. Folk dance does not get any patronage. It is free-spirited, evolved by self, and popular among the public. Now, Indian states, in fact, let me tell you that you can easily find in various books, also in a class as well, that there are approximately more than 100 types of folk dances present in the 30 odd states of India, but some of them are very famous, especially for the purpose of UPSC exams. Also, they are very important. Chhau is there. Chhau is a type of a tribal martial art popular in the states of West Bengal, Jharkhand, and Odisha. Right? Chhau is actually Chhau. Chhau or Chhaya. That means shadow. So basically it is pronounced as Chhau, but it's originated from Chhaya. And what is the purpose and what are the different types? So guys, purpose is to narrate the mythological stories where mask wearing dancers, they perform the martial art movements to narrate these stories. The movement of the various animals such as snake, peacock, these things are followed, and these are named after it, like Sarp Nritya, Mayur Nritya. These are actually some of the popular themes of the Chhau dance. 3 major categories are there in the Chhau dance. Which one? First one is the Saraikela Chhau. Second one, that is the Mayurbhanj Chhau. And the third one, that is the Purulia Chhau. So 3 types of Chhau are there: Saraikela, Mayurbhanj, and Purulia. And in fact, let me tell you that you might have heard about a martial art tradition called Parikhanda. If you have not heard, then please learn it from here. Parikhanda. So this Parikhanda is actually derivative, right? Is derivative of Chhau dance only. And in fact, the Chhau dance is Parikhanda without any weapons. Just a mock movement of the martial art theme. So that becomes a dance. If weapons are given, that becomes a martial art. So Parikhanda and Chhau are interrelatable entities, interrelatable cultural products. Now, Chhau was inscribed on the representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity by UNESCO in 2011. So guys, since then Chhau is quite highlighted and quite often they are asked in the exams also. All right, so you can see this image. This is the example of the Purulia Chhau. Which Chhau? Purulia Chhau. All right, and you can see it very clearly that all the dancers, all the performers are wearing some or the other type of the mask. All right, this is a person, this is another person, this is another, and you can identify them with their feet. These are real, but they are also mimicking the fight between the demon Mahishasur and the goddess Durga. All right, goddess Durga. Okay, so this is how the mythological stories are represented in this dance form. Clear, everyone? Now, next we will look for the another folk dance, that is a Veeranatyam. What is that called? Veeranatyam. All right, exactly. Pragya, I think that was a class which was meant for the generic students, right? Generic students. That means those who have joined it off, and that was a simple class that how to study modern history and all that. Okay. Disha, narrates means batata hai. Kya batata hai? All right. And Amrish, NDA एग्जाम आप दे सकते हो लेकिन मैथ्स टीचर बनने के लिए नहीं, आर्मी ऑफिसर बनने के लिए. Good evening Chandra, good evening Shibu, good evening guys, those who have recently joined us, and we have reached into the second folk dance of today. The second folk dance that we will study about, that will be the Veeranatyam. Right, Veeranatyam is a very popular folk dance in the eastern and western region of the Godavari. Right, eastern Godavari and western Godavari. All right, that means in the coastal Andhra Pradesh. Veeranatyam means the dance of the brave. Natyam is the dance, Veer, that is brave. And this is attributed to Lord Shiva, right? Lord Shiva, and sorry, it's not goddess, and Veerbhadra, Lord Shiva and Veerbhadra, and it consists of what? The flavor, right? The flared hand gestures, flaming tridents, spears, and fierce representation of the dancers. काफी खतरनाक किस्म का, थोड़ा सा एग्रेसिव मोटिव के साथ और थोड़े से विगरस मूवमेंट्स के साथ ये डांस किया जाता है. And guys, colorful dhotis are the costumes of Veeranatyam, which is covered by the sacred ash. Sacred ash means we all know that the Veerbhadra was the incarnation of Lord Shiva, and who was incarnated to destruct the sacrifice conducted by Prajapati Daksh, who was the father of Sati, the wife of Lord Shiva. And since Sati has self-immolated herself, so that is why Lord Shiva was very angry, and in that anger, the incarnation of Lord Shiva's anger, that was Veerbhadra, so he took that shape, and that is why this dance is very fierce and very aggressive in its approach. Dancer uses a big flaming plate of palm, and till the fire is extinguished, dance goes on. The sacred ash that is used because Lord Shiva and Veerbhadra both are believed to rub the ash of the cremation grounds, चिता की राख जो है अपने शरीर में लगाते हैं, ऐसा माना जाता है. So that's why these costumes and makeup etc. are related to the legends of Lord Shiva and Veerbhadra. All right, guys. So see, this is actually the Veeranatyam as it is shown here. It is shown in a different context, but if this is done by the men only, then what happens? Then it becomes the representation of the Veeranatyam or representation of the Veerbhadra. Now, Dollu Kunitha, right? Dollu Kunitha is a dynamic folk art of Karnataka. Dollu Kunitha is the folk dance of Karnataka. And good evening Anit, good evening Chandra. So what happens? that Dollu Kunita is an outstanding dance of Karnataka and confined to the males with good physique. Males with good physique. And hollow drum is tied on the waist of the performer. And it is religious as well as cultural ritual and performed mostly by the Kurubas. Who are the Kurubas? Kurubas are the tribal groups who are the devotee of the Bir Devaru, right? Bir Devaru. All right. Guys, nowadays also the women have started performing the Dollu Kunita. However, conventionally it was performed by the males only. All right. Dancers stand in a circle and move as they start beating the drum. So basically, what is the feature of this? It is dedicated to a local deity called Bir Devaru. It is performed mainly or confined to the males only. However, females have started performing this one as well. Then use of the drum, that is an outstanding feature of this particular dance. All right. And fourth, it is performed by the specific tribes called as the Kurubas, a specific group called as the Kurubas. All right. So can you see this? Can you see this image? So it shows clearly that these men with the fit physique, they are holding the hollow drums, dressed up in a Vaghambar. It is not the real Vaghambar, but it is the imitation of Vaghambar. They are actually making the tripund on their arms as well as on the forehead as well, right? Forehead as well. So basically, this tradition is related to the worshippers of the local deity Bir Devaru, right? Bir Devaru. This have to be remembered. Now, next folk dance which is important, that will be the Uttam Tulal, right? The Uttam Tulal is a folk dance of Kerala. Folk dance of Kerala. And introduced by Kanchan Nambiar. Right. Introduced by Kanchan Nambiar. Kanchan Nambiar, he introduced that in the 18th century. And this dance form is actually, greatly connected with the overall musical performance, because the dance is also accompanied with the acting or the skit and the recital, chorus singers, drummers, and cymbal player. What is cymbal? That jhanj, that majira. Okay, that jhanj majira, that is cymbal. All right. So we can say here that it is more closer to the classical performance or classical dances, but still it is regarded as the folk dance only. All right, folk dance only. Why so? Because no ruler or no temple, they provided any patronage to this type of dance. All right. What is the theme of the dance? Mythological stories. Mythological stories on the basis of the chorus song. And therefore, guys, what happens? Even the interprets of the Malayalam literature excerpts, that means some sections of the popular Malayalam literature, that is also presented with this dance. All right. So those who are unable to understand it in English, so let us simplify it for you. So guys, actually ये जो डांस है, ठीक है ना, तो ये ज्यादातर म्यूजिक के पूरे अरेंजमेंट के साथ गाया जाता है या किया जाता है. इसमें कोरस सिंगर, जो ग्रुप में सिंगर्स होते हैं, वो ड्रमर्स, सिंबल प्लेयर या मजीरा बजाने वाले लोग होते हैं, ये सब के सब मिल करके म्यूजिक प्रोवाइड करते हैं. एंड जो परफॉर्मर होता है, सोलो परफॉर्मर, वो डांस करता है. रिसाइटल जब चलता रहता है उस टाइम पर वो एक्ट भी करता है. तो डांसिंग प्लस स्किट both are reflected. Okay. Performer also has the freedom to reflect his view of the audience. This is the feature which makes it a truly folk dance. In a classical dance, usually through the gestures and through the actions, the dancers communicate with the audience, but they do not respond. They actually seek the permission. Here in the Uttam Tulal, the performer is actually not just asking for permission, but also communicating with the audience. Now this is what makes it the folk dance, because in folk dance, like suppose there is a folk dance called or folk drama that is called as the Nautanki in Uttar Pradesh, right? That involves dance also, drama also, and song also. In that, the performers actually, they easily communicate with the audience, they easily reflect their views, they reply to the audience. So these are called as the improvisations. Classical dance that does not provide any scope for improvisation, whereas the folk dances, they provide certain scope for the improvisation, not in a single performance, but obviously in the other ones. Now, green makeup and colorful costumes are used in this dance. So those who have studied about the Kathak Kali in Kerala, they know it that the green actually symbolizes the good conduct, right? The sober and the noble people. Okay. So that is why you can see the typical costume, you can see the bright costumes, and the jewelries are there, and you can also see here the green color, right? The green color on the face with the outline of white. If that was a complete white beard, अगर ये पूरी तरीके से सफेद दाढ़ी ऐसा निकला होता है ऐसे, so that would have been symbolizing the blessed or the divine soul. अभी क्या है, अभी इनका saintly character जो है वो represent हो रहा है इस green color से. All right. So what was the purpose of this dance? We just studied about it. The purpose was to represent the mythological stories. All right. So usually the stories from the Ramayana, Mahabharata, and from the Durga Saptashati are chosen to be represented. Next is the Kolattam. Kolattam is the folk dance that originated in Tamil Nadu. However, also it is popular in Andhra Pradesh as well as in some other parts of the country. All right. Occasion of this dance, actually, why is this dance celebrated? What is the origin of this dance? So the origin of this dance, right? Exactly, Smita. Red is the symbol of evil, right? Symbol of evil, and green is the symbol of the good. Okay. And Das Vishnu Red is asking why the Turks never used Turkic language in India. Who told you that? Who told you that? They always used. Huh? So do not worry about that. They always used it. Turks themselves used the Persian language. So, right. All right. So, Kolattam, right? Kolattam is the folk dance in Tamil Nadu. We just saw that. So, as you can see here, these women are holding small sticks, right? Small sticks. And these sticks are actually called as kool. It's called as kool. Attam, obviously the dance. Okay, obviously dance. Or performance is actually the attam. So guys, this dance performance is done by the young girls with a little stick held in the hand to celebrate the birthday of Lord Ram. Okay, God Ram. So you can connect it once again with the folk belief, folk culture. We all know, guys, that when the birth of Lord Ram happened, the people, the subjects of Ayodhya, they celebrated, and eventually this celebration actually started spreading to the different parts of the country, and it was taken by this, right? Taken by the performers community in Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh also. Okay. Another version of the Kolattam, that is the Pinnal Kolattam. This is a variety where the dance is accompanied with the songs. Okay, songs. So guys, when music is there and dance is performed, that is called as the Kolattam. When songs are the chorus that is there along with the tapping of the sticks, that is called as the Pinnal Kolattam. What is that called as? The penal kolattam. All right. So that is the one specific version of the kolattam. Now, next dance that we will see, that will be the roof. Okay, roof. This roof is actually the special folk dance of Jammu and Kashmir. You might have seen that in the movie Mission Kashmir, that Priti Zinta does that dance. Okay, so if you remember that, it's okay. Otherwise, I will show you the image, then you will remember. So guys, roof is actually performed in Jammu and Kashmir primarily by the women during harvest season. So if you remember guys, the celebrations like Lohri, they also include some folk dances like the Bhangra by the men and Gidda by the women in the Punjabi folk culture. All right. Here in Jammu and Kashmir, usually by the Kashmiris, the roof dance is performed by the women of Kashmir in two rows. One form of the chain is placed on the arms across the other's back. So it's like, placing the arms behind the back of the other companion and holding the arm of the third one. So this is how the chain is intricately formed. All right. Costumes are defined: bright skirts and draperies with the silver ornaments, and the dancer's face is laden with the smile and animation, as well as charm and delight. So basically a type of celebration of the new harvest. Just to celebrate the new harvest, you can see this one. This is the typical image of the roof dance. All right. You can see this one. They are actually holding their hands behind their back. One is in corner, is not holding that. Other one all are holding it. They are wearing the silver jewelries here, right? And they are wearing however, in Kashmir, as you can see, the shiny skirts are not allowed, so usually not worn by the people. So they are wearing the trousers on that. Okay, so that is about the roof dance of Kashmir. Now, next will be the Kalbelia dance. All right. Smita Jain, Bhangra and Gidda, that is actually not only in Punjab. Obviously that is performed in the Punjabi culture and in Himachal Pradesh, in fact. Right. In Himachal Pradesh, the Bhangra and Gidda are only because these are connected areas with Punjab. Otherwise, originally it is performed by the Punjabi folks. Punjabi folks are present in Himachal also, Haryana also, Jammu also. So they perform it there as well. All right, they perform it there as well. Now, Kalbelia. So Kalbelia is the next important folk dance, and many a times even the questions have also been asked into it. So the Kalbelia folk dance performed by the women of Kalbelia community of Rajasthan. Okay, Kalbelia community of Rajasthan. Why are they called Kalbelia? Because of their association with the serpents. All right. So serpents means the snakes, So usually what happened, that Kalbelia was a group of the snake charmers. Sapera होता है, सपेरा. तो सपेरों की पूरी फैमिली या पूरा उनका जो क्लैन होता है, ट्राइबल ग्रुप होता है. So the women in that family, they get up into the costumes, usually black costumes with the shiny silver ornaments, and then they perform this type of dance, which is linked with the serpents. Most popular musical instrument, what is that? That is bean. Obviously, bean is there, right? Bean is there. So, guys, in the 2011, along with Chhau, this Kalbelia dance was also declared as the part in the representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. All right, intangible cultural heritage of humanity. That is also given. That list is also having the name of Kalbelia folk dance. It looks something like that. You can see this zigzag pattern as on the snake skin, right? So it's something like that. So this is depicting the snake skin pattern. And you can see these women usually wearing the black cloths, okay, black cloths and shiny silver ornaments as well as the silver decoration on their cloths. And they are performing the dance called Kalbelia. All right. How can we solve the questions from that? Suppose there is a question that usually the match the following types of questions are asked, or sometimes the feature based questions are asked. All right. So match the following, they can ask like, they can give the name of any martial art. For example, Thangta. They can give the name of any dance form. For example, Chhau, or you can take any other name. They can also give the name of any, say, puppetry, for example. Any puppetry like, say, Kundi. Okay, Kundi. Okay. So this Kundi, and now they will give the names of the names of the states. For example, Odisha, Sikkim, and Bihar. So even Chhau can be connected to Odisha, that is correct. But if you see that Kundi is also connected to Odisha, so one option cannot be connected to the two states. So Chhau will be connected to Bihar. Kundi, that is the puppetry of Odisha. That का मतलब क्या हुआ? That means usually the war scenes of the Mahabharata or the famous war scenes of the local history of Kerala, especially from the Sangam age, those are depicted. Right? Those are depicted, and those depictions result in the performance of this folk dance Padayani. Some of the popular characters include Bhairavi, right? Kalan, Yakshi, these. Bhairavi, the Shakti of Bhairav, right? Bhairav, Lord Shiva's incarnation. Kalan, the Kal. The Kal means usually the Lord of Death, Yama. Then Yakshi. Yakshi is, you all know that it is a very popular demi-goddess. Yakshi is a very popular demi-goddess, and it is the part of Indian folk culture even before the Mauryas. However, the written description is first of all obtained from Silappatikaram. the Sangam age epic. And the sculpture of Yakshi, they are obtained from various places, including most famous Didarganj, right, Besnagar, and even on the stupa railings and the panels, as well as on the temples of the Hoysalas, Chalukyas, etc. The Yakshis are, in fact, Vijayanagar also, the Yakshis are, they are profusely sculpted in the decoration ways, in the decorative ways. All right. So guys, ये सारी चीजें आपको ध्यान में रखनी है, सुन करके कनेक्ट करना है चीजों को. So that is related to the Padayani in Kerala. And look at this. Look at this, guys. The huge mask called Kollam, right? Huge mask. Look at this one. And look at the headgear of that. Unimaginable type of, right? Unimaginable type. So they are wearing mask and others are behind them, lifting it up, the headgear, and it looks as if they are wearing it on their head. All right. But it is lifted by the performers in behind. All right. So that is about the Padayani folk dance of Kerala. Then guys, next folk dance that we will see, that will be the Pad Kunita, right? Pad Kunita. Pata Kunita means what? Pata Kunita is actually a popular folk dance of Karnataka in the Mysore region, right? Mysore region. And here you can see religious dance performed by the men. So I think you cannot see any women in this. All right. And you can also see that they are standing on the feet of the others, and you can here also see that they are actually making a type of, reducing pyramidal structure. And why is that popular? Because dancers also use the long bamboo poles decorated with the colorful ribbons as a pata. Pata means what? As you can consider it as a type of prop which is in the form of a pole or a bamboo, something like that. And it is very popular in all the regions of Karnataka, right? In fact, if you remember, I think you would not be able to remember that in one of the performances of India's Got Talent, right? This performance group, actually, this type of performance group was performing there in, I think 5 or 6 years back they had performed. I do not remember because I don't watch TV and all that. Okay. So features of that, another variant of the Pata Kunita is the Puja Kunita, which is popular in Bengaluru and Mandya region. So guys, Kunita is basically the dance form which is having the various versions: Pat Kunita, right? Puja Kunita, and we can see as the other elements present in the Karnataka's folk culture. Okay. One of the very famous folk dances, right? That is also not just folk dance, but the complete performance called as a Yakshagana. Okay. Yakshagana. So that is a type of the folk dance come song and come music performance. So overall we can say it is the skit. So many skit and the folk dramas also involve the dance. So don't get confused between the two. Folk dramas are the combination of dance plus skit plus the narration, and folk dances are actually simply the dances. So guys, I have decided to bring a similar type of series every week. So today we knew about some folk dances. All right. Also in the next week, we will be trying to know about the classical dances. Then we will try to learn about the skit forms. That means the dramas of the drama series of India. So overall, the whole culture will be covered. As you all know that we are already running up a special class on the architecture, the mini series on architecture since last week, every day on 2 p.m. Right. So you can also join that. So you will have overall coverage of art and culture in different and very interesting way. All right. So that you can perform quite greatly in the examination. All right, guys. So that's all for today. And you can also see and take the benefit of the IAS 2021 crash course. The time is running and running towards end very sharply. Today I just told you that just 94 days are left, so please keep it in mind. Also, you can join us for the foundation course of IAS 2022 and 23, as well as the NCERT special courses to consolidate your foundation for the subjects, where you will get 500 plus interactive live sessions plus PDFs, more than 500, along with the practice questions and mock tests, etc. All right. At the same time, you can also join us by yourself without any additional help. You can directly go to the website, choose the plan, apply any coupon if you have, or you can make the payment directly to join us. All right. What benefits will you get to join Gradeup Super? Guys, you will get the structured study plan, expert faculty members, best study material along with the quiz, PDFs and other benefits. You can join us on the Gradeup Super by calling on this number, talking to our counselors, and they can help you out in any queries you have. We are your faculty member, guys. Myself, Prateek sir, Rohan sir, Harshmeet sir, Vasu sir, Teja sir, all are there to help you out in the different subjects: history, science, economy, geography, each and every subject required to excel for the UPSC examination. All right. You can also join us on the Telegram group at the same time. Follow this link to join us on Telegram to get the study material as well as some short notes, preferably like these type of sessions where the PDFs are usually not available in the class, so you can ask for it in the Telegram groups and you can get it as well, right? And guys, please don't forget to like our channel, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and also share this video to all of your friends so they can also get some useful information if they are preparing for it. All right, guys. So all the best. And thank you so much for attending this session, and make sure that you don't skip the practice topic wise quiz, and keep attending the live classes, because sahi prep hai to live set. All right. Take care everybody, and thank you so much for attending this session. Right. Pragati Pal madam, quiz happened in the temple. Temple में quiz हुआ था 2 बजे से, लेकिन आपने attend नहीं किया. All right. So thank you so much, guys, and take care. Let's meet in the next session. Happy Holi sabhi ko, all of you guys. Happy Holi to all of you, and celebrate it very safely. Corona is increasing once again, so make sure that you do not take a lot of risk, but yes, enjoy to your full. All the best to all of you. Happy Holi and take care.